Teresa is a mess.
I know she's been very stressed.
You think? She weighs about 3 pounds.
I know.
So on the way there, Teresa called me. She's like, I have anxiety beyond anxiety. And she goes, if I pass out, please call 911.
Virtual reality. Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And while we're so close to the end of Jersey, we're hearing for the first time a lot of stuff that hasn't been mentioned so far this season. Evan, like this whole court case with Louie.
Louie has been in court with his ex now for the past 3 years. And recently she filed a restraining order claiming Louie's been harassing her. So basically, she's been trying to ruin his reputation.
Yeah, I feel like this has been teased for much of the season so far. It seemed like Teresa really didn't want to talk about it. And then all of a sudden, she really talked about it. We have Louie involved in this legal drama with his ex who wants to put a restraining order against him. And I'm not exactly sure, because I don't know if it was explained on the episode, but I guess Louie's goal in all of this is for the restraining order not to go through, which is interesting to me because if it's his ex who he doesn't see anymore, why does he care if there's a restraining order in the first place?
Is Louie suing her? Is she suing Louie?
So she's trying to get a restraining order against Louie.
Okay, and is he countering? Is that it?
No, you can't counter. You have to defend yourself.
That's what I mean. Like, we're not legal experts, but that was kind of also my thing where I'm like, yeah, I don't want you to. Actually, yeah, let's have it go both ways. But I guess it would be like admitting if the restraining order goes through, it would be an admission of the stuff that he was being accused of by said ex. And a lot of all those details, I guess there's going to be a press conference with James Leonard about said situation.
So I'm having James Leonard explain the situation to my friends. I want you to come over and explain to the ladies. Margaret's been hurting us for the past 3 years, and you know it all with the legal aspect.
I'll be happy to talk about that.
Yeah, that was a really interesting piece to me too. Obviously, if you guys have been watching New Jersey for a while, you know who James Leonard is. He is Teresa's lawyer who helped her through her whole prison situation. And he's become a really good friend, a close confidant in many ways, sometimes acts like her agent manager and publicist. Like, he is team Teresa. And so now Teresa has called on him to hold a little meeting with all the girls on the cast.
All the ladies. I'm assuming not Margaret or Melissa, but most of the ladies.
To explain the situation to them because of his legal expertise, which is fine. Like, sometimes you need a lawyer to explain something you don't understand. I'm just not sure that the rest of the cast really cares.
I don't want the specifics and I don't want the details, because if it gets out, I don't want to get blamed. I don't want to ruin a court case. Whatever goes on in the courtroom.
No, nothing about nothing, honey.
You know,
that's kind of the thing where it's reminding me, it's going to be like a less funny version of when like Alexia brought in like the divorce lawyer or whatever to talk about all that. And like, that was so hysterical. But versus this one, I feel it's going to be like that meeting, like bruschetta, like, wait, so why are we here?
Wait, that's so funny you say that, Danny, because I forgot about the situation with Alexia and the lawyer. And you know, Alexia and Teresa are very close and they are kindred souls and spirits. And I think as fellow Tauruses, they really look at life in similar ways. And so I'm thinking if Alexia didn't give her this idea, like, it was just that they sort of had that internal mental heart to heart, like, oh, this makes for good TV. So maybe Teresa was taking some cues on purpose or not on purpose from Alexia, but I just feel like with the Miami crew, they're just a little bit more down to play with each other, whereas New Jersey, the cast is so divisive, and I feel like this content is so much darker than what was Miami situation. So I don't know how it's going to go. I also wonder, like, where are they going to do it? Like, on a Zoom? Like,
is this what happens at Rails?
Oh, James Leonard is also at Rails?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what would make everyone come together for like a last supper situation.
Oh, wait, no, that totally makes sense. Oh my God. So this whole time, James Leonard is possibly the one to get the girls together and okay, so does James do like a little speech and then leaves the room and then the glasses get going? Like, or did he throw a glass?
Could you imagine? That's who Giudice is. It's like Marge and Jackie are actually friends. It's just James Leonard. We know they're not, but I don't know. Because I was like, Because of course, Dolores, who we'll talk a little bit more about, her plan for the retreat doesn't go well because as they said, they were looking at houses. It was in the Berkshires. It's the house that burned down, as we know, so they couldn't really go to that before. I can't imagine her picking Rails as the place to bond them all because Dolores doesn't have great memories with Rails. Right?
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting so confused. As you know, we are heading into the end of the season. We know that the big season finale is this Rails going off the rails moment, and I was thinking, wait, Dolores is planning a retreat. I really don't think she's planning a retreat at a steakhouse. I don't see that happening. Okay, so then the Berkshires, which I totally forgot about. Obviously, the house burned down. I think that Dorinda even told us that she was going to host them for a night. The Berkshires doesn't happen, so I wonder what happens in place of that. Because Danny, I thought next week. I think I got my timelines wrong. I thought next week was the finale.
I thought so too. So. Did they tell us there was 3 episodes left? And then, because they did tell us there was 3 episodes left.
I think you and I might just be bad at math. Because I don't think we counted correctly. I have no idea. But I'm kind of happy because I think we were mentioning it on last week's recap. It seems like so much, or I had this fear of so much being cut out because we saw so much in like the trailer for this season. And, you know, obviously the Marge and Dolores conversation was cut down a little bit because we didn't get the.
You know what? Someone commented on our YouTube saying.
It happened?
No, saying Dolores was wearing different types of earrings when that happened. So maybe it is still to come. I don't know though. I didn't look back to fact check.
Okay. Well, then that makes me feel
because I
better.
wonder now if it happens because Dolores said, I don't want to know anything about this court case. If she finds out stuff about how Marge could be involved, as Teresa's saying, I don't know.
Interesting. Okay, that makes sense. And that makes me feel better because I don't want things to be edited out. And I'm glad that we do have some more time to sort of see all the things unfold. Maybe that conversation with a See You Next Tuesday, a little bit of a discussion about Dolo and Marge and the court case, blah, blah, whatever. I also really, really need to definitely see Louie and Teresa outside the house with the producer talking about money and issues and marital, whatever, because that seems like it'll be really interesting. But back to the Margaret of it all, because we didn't talk about that yet. She's like a piece of this whole Louie court case restraining order thing, according to Teresa.
And then to see that Margaret had a part of this is, oh my God. The reason why I hate Margaret so much is because she's been part of this. She's been behind it, talking to Louie's ex the whole time.
She hasn't really explained why, how, when, or if, but she says that there is evidence. We even got a scene with Gia saying that there is evidence and that she feels like Jen Fessler, who's been so close to Marge over the years.
Jen Fessler calls a spade a spade. When she sees this, I think she's gonna be like, that's up.
Once she sees this evidence and gets the
I love how Gia and Jen Fessler are like, do they text without us knowing? Because like they go back now.
I know. It seems like they do have a relationship because Gia like so confidently said, oh yeah, once Jen Fessler sees it, like she is going to be like, no. Like she's going to see the light, which I thought was so funny and so interesting. And as we know from what was filmed for the replacement for the reunion, they did a little Rails watch party of the finale where everyone's reacting in real time. And apparently Jen Fessler, while she has infiltrated the Teresa side of things, she was with the Margaret and Melissa side of the couch this time. So I don't, just from what I'm observing, I don't think that Fessler and Teresa are currently super close.
No, I don't think so either. And in the coming attraction for next week, Fessler has a sit down with Marge, kind of like, this is what Teresa's saying. So I wonder if Margaret is like, here's my, she takes screenshots as her tagline says. So I don't know if maybe she'll have some actual or bring in some other types of proof to Fessler that makes her stay on that side of the couch, or I guess that table. I wonder, because there's only one private room, or at least one private room that I know of at Rails. I wonder where the other one is, or if they're making people sit like in the public room.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or maybe they watched the
because they say Dolores apparently ran back and forth, which Dolores getting her 10K steps in. I don't know.
I know, poor Dolo. She does so much work. She really is the glue that holds all these girls. Well, she doesn't really hold them together, I guess. She holds the show together. And I just feel bad. I feel like she's doing more work than anyone because she has to film with so many more people, and now she's running from room to room.
Run. Wait, did my Sling TV was being so funny tonight, and I don't know if this has been happening other episodes, but it's the first time I clocked it. Dolores wasn't in the middle for my like right after the show started of all the ladies. It was Melissa and Teresa. I don't know if maybe the editors just forgot to switch it out, but I was like, huh?
Really? That's so interesting. I guess I don't know. You mean like when they have the hand on hip?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was Dolores in the middle for that?
She was in the beginning of the season.
Wow.
Because everyone's like, wow. Because it was the first time Teresa and Melissa weren't in the middle.
That's so interesting. No, I didn't catch that, but okay, maybe that's like a sign somehow, a little Easter egg. I don't know. Like,
I don't know, but Dolores was in the middle of, giving us some details this week about the Teresa drama because she was saying stuff where it's like, she was like, Teresa's looking so thin.
She weighs about 3 pounds.
I know.
Which you never know when a housewife is looking thin. Now what's going on? If it's Erica Jane vitamins or not, but she's saying that Teresa's just in knots and a wreck about the Louie stuff. And like she even said, like, if I faint, call 911.
Teresa called me and she's like, I have anxiety beyond anxiety. And she goes, if I pass out, please call 911.
So I think Teresa's like really going through a whole lot.
I know. And Teresa, she's a strong woman. I feel like she puts on a good face when things get tough. Obviously, we've seen her do that in the past. So it was interesting to hear Dolores say that she was a wreck over the Louis. Because I feel like Teresa's been through so much worse. So it's
That's true.
a little surprising that she's reacting this way. Because I feel like at this point, just from what I've observed as a viewer and a fan of the show for so many years, I would figure that Teresa would be bulletproof at this.
I feel she like was bulletproof, but now like her armor is kind of hung up. She's like, I thought I was like, I feel like she kind of was like, I didn't know I had to take more.
Yeah, that's so true. Like she probably just like at some point hit her breaking point.
You know what I mean? Yeah, she's like, I hope she's a SZA fan because Saturn Live could really, like that Saturn song really could be helping her.
Okay, I feel like she's probably still stuck on Dua Lipa, but if you want to send her some SZA songs, feel free, Danny.
Wait, I might, because SZA's a Jersey girl. Like it really could help her out because that song has gotten me through some things this year. But I do feel like if Teresa was more open with the girls, I'm not sure how much she told Aiden about everything, but I feel Aiden maybe would be a little bit more understanding versus they got to a good place, but their nacho showdown. Nachos.
No.
I gotta check the Yelp of this restaurant because those nachos. Oh.
The thing about the Real Housewives of New Jersey is I feel like they do love to give you that high-low fantasy, right? Like we love how the girls are a bit more down to earth than the ladies that we see on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But for some reason, Danny, just watching Teresa walk into this strip mall restaurant that I'm not even sure if it was at a Mexican restaurant, was it an Italian restaurant? I'm not really like, because they were ordering nachos, but then also like ordering
chicken parm.
You ladies ready to order?
Barbecue nachos and the garlic knot chicken parm.
Can I have a spicy chicken?
Chicken parm. It was just, I don't know.
And Arnold Palmer.
And an Arnold, which, hey, I love an Arnold
I
Palmer.
do too, but
it
wasn't equaling MC squared.
Yeah, it was a lot of flavors going on. And then, yeah, like even just, Teresa in her Chanel tweed moment with the stockings, it really wasn't fitting the aesthetic. I will say though, and I was texting you this during commercial break, Danny, I really did like Jennifer Aydin's hair. I'm like just the hair. I loved the hair with the clips and the curls. It was really kind of like giving me Charlie XCX. Like she's having her brat summer.
She would love to hear that. And it's also, I guess, further confirmation that she never dogged her hair girl.
Very true. Yeah, because I really did enjoy the hair. Also, speaking of hair, didn't Teresa's look like extra dark in that scene? Like it looked like
even Jennifer said that. Yeah.
Oh, the hair looks darker today, yes?
Yeah, well, I got a glaze. Everyone keeps saying my eyes pop with the darker.
Yeah, did she die? Did she ask that? What happened with that? Did she die?
She just said it looks darker, and Teresa, I think, said thanks.
Oh, okay. But I feel like
I like the Teresa straight.
Yeah, it looked good.
It looks good.
Yeah, and she does the dark hair very well. I was just like a little confused. What? Now I'm like thinking, wait, was it a pickup scene?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Maybe there was some editing magic happen. Can you imagine being called to film a pickup scene and then it being the strip mall nacho chicken parm place?
They're like, can we get anywhere else? And I love like bar nachos. Like it's kind of actually like they could be so delicious with the fake cheese. Those just looked criminal. I would file a restraining order against those.
Right.
I would need James Leonard on the case to help me not see those nachos again.
They look terrible, but it was really nice to see the girls work through their issues very quickly. They honestly really, really did work through them quickly. And then I'm not sure if it was discussed at the Nacho Belgrande moment, but did she let Teresa know that she was going to Fuda's sleepover, slumber party? No, okay. All
I
right.
don't think so.
What did you think? What did you think of the slumber party? I thought it was very nicely done. Like,
I have everything ready for this party. I have the caterers, my party planner, the bartender. Everything's here. My babysitter's upstairs. I just tucked my kids in.
I loved the decor. I loved the vibe. It looked like it could be very fun. I loved the fruit roll-up challenge.
Eat the fruit roll up as fast as you can. Go. 2, 3. Can we touch it? Boom. My fall in my mouth.
Feel like I would honestly be unfortunately too good at that. Like I feel like I would have.
I know. I was like, none of them were a size XL in middle. I'm like, challenge.
Right. The challenge is, can I eat this slower?
Yeah. I'm like, cut the lights. They're gone. And also me, I was like, no, wrap it around that chocolate that's on the table. I'm like, how are you guys just around? I'm like, let's make this actually a challenge. Like, if you want to put a bitch to the test, we can get.
Oh my God. I also did love, I've never seen anyone do was it the champagne
Bong?
A champagne bong? That looked kind of fun. Like if I did go through a champagne
That
era.
was kind of fun.
It
Where you went through it.
and I was like feeling very Heather Dubrow in my champagne era, but the headaches were really bad. So I just kind of feel like a champagne bong would be like a really unfortunate rush to the head, but it's cute. It's like, in theory, it's really cute.
Something tells me your Heather Dubrow era was in a different bracket than Heather Dubrow's, because I feel like her champagne might not give headaches.
Oh, okay, Danny.
I'm just assuming. I mean, I don't know. Are you putting 20 million in your home to reno?
Not yet.
And also, because what I do love about the Jersey girls, I'm like, all the wine that they brought, I'm like, oh, I like, it's like labels that you know, versus like when you go on like Beverly Hills or something like that, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, very unfamiliar. But I did love, other than the champagne bong at the sleepover, that Fuda and Fessler were able to make amends and have a moment of peace.
I apologize that I made you feel not accepted, pushed aside, unimportant,
disrespected, disregarded.
I apologize for making you feel that way. I do.
Well, I accept your apology.
Obviously, Danny and I love both of those girls so much. So it was nice to see them get along. I'm really happy that Fessler, at the behest of Dolores, decided to go to the party.
And do a voice text to do it too.
Hi, RHONJ. I've given it some thought. I'd like to come to the party. I hope that we can put all of our differences to bed. And I'm looking forward to seeing you.
I know. And then when afterwards, which I don't know how Fuda's going to feel about this, but when she like mimed throwing up, I so related with that, because sometimes it's like you just have to do the things you don't want to do, and it feels like so awkward and like emotionally uncomfortable. So it felt very, very in tune with how I think I would feel about doing that. Not that I wouldn't want to make amends with someone as fabulous as Jen Fessler, but I think that as an Aquarius, I am sometimes emotionally aloof, and so sometimes accessing emotions makes me really uncomfortable in a way that, okay, now I'm getting like too philosophical talking about myself.
Oh, yeah.
Jen Fessler is a Leo, so that's my opposite sign, but I think that Leos and Aquariuses are both similar in that way.
In like knowing what the right thing is and wanting to do it, but like you're going to bring a little bit of yourself while doing it.
Yes, exactly. Like, because it doesn't feel like the natural thing, but you just have to do it, even if you just got to swallow your pride a little bit.
I don't send that many texts like that.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
I don't send many texts like that.
Yeah, you're like actually can't relate.
I'm like, oh, I have to go apologize. I'm like, I'll have a sleepover party at my house.
Like, it was also the thing of like, doing something sort of reactively. Like she obviously was like, oh, I can't make it because she was hurt that she didn't respond, which like I also
Yes.
very much related with. I was like, wow, that is
Oh, I
such
thought that was so real because I also, no response is a response.
right.
And Fuda
Right.
knows that.
But then the other part of it is like Fessler obviously stewed on that and ruminated on that, and she couldn't stop thinking about
My
it.
favorite activity, yeah.
And that's like, oh, I unfortunately do that too all the time where I'm just like,
Hard.
holy shit, like I can't stop thinking about this and let me like try and make it right. And then you make it right and you're like, oh, I lost a piece of myself.
Oh, but it's all like the stewing will just make me angrier every day as it goes on.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And I
maybe
guess you either want to squash that or it makes you stronger.
true. I think that both Fessler and Fuda are stronger for whatever conflict they
What do you think of Fessler saying that the toxicity in the group is contagious and that they just kind of drank the Kool-Aid basically of Jersey Housewives?
Like the toxicity of this group is contagious, and Rachel and I caught it.
Love you.
I love you too.
I think that's so true. I think that was like a really great way to put it because I feel like Fessler and Fuda innately are very positive people.
Yeah.
I think they both entered this world obviously in a very toxic time with the Melissa and Teresa of it all. And I think it's also kind of like that thing where like, you know, when there's like drama going on in your friend group and it's happening between two people and then somehow everyone gets involved. It's just like how life goes. It's just like
Dominoes.
and it's hard like not to, I don't know, just sort of like tell someone they look like shit. You know, it's just like once you like feel that energy, like
it's off to the races. And if like, you see people doing something like that, you're like, well, I'm not being as bad as that, but it's still not right.
So what do you think? Was it right to have, you know, Danielle bring that cake?
I baked a cake with 7 people for your sleepover.
And have Aiden.
This Jennifer, the fallen one.
Just a little askew, which by the way, I think in her confessional, she basically admitted to eschewing the Jennifer Aiden figure. But I think in front of Jennifer Aiden, she was like, I don't know.
Oh, well, that was like Danielle Garra every week. She has me in stitches. Like, so she is really, and like, she was on Watch What Happens Live and looked amazing. Her coming in late, because she's like, yeah, I'm going to skip the lip reading. No shade to the empathetic, intuitive empath.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Love that for all involved. Her coming in late, being like, hi, I made a cake. And then everyone lined up. And then goes, oh, I guess I must have bumped must have hit a pothole.
I must have hit a bump on the way over here. That's what happened there.
It was so funny.
Do you think that the cake was made with 7 ladies and Danielle Cabral in the car moved it herself? Or do you think she explained to the cake maker, hey, I'm feuding with this girl. She like, can you just like move her this way a little bit? Like, what do you think? How do you think that happened?
You've seen how close Danielle is with her Mutz boys. Like when she finds her people, she finds her people. You know, she was on the phone. Hey, I need a cake. And you know what to do. One of the girls wronged me. And the girl said, understood. And then, cuckoo.
It was a good little gag. I wish that the cake wasn't eaten and or perishable because I could totally see that being in the BravoCon museum one day.
If BravoCon was happening, it really would have because it's so funny.
So good.
And also, where's that challenge? I'm like, can I eat all the who wants the cake race? Everyone's like, stop. No, I loved it so much. Danielle really is bringing such like fun pettiness. I mean, of course, it started with some violence, but the LOLs that I feel Jersey was missing a little bit, where I'm like, thank you for having us fight over cakes gone awry. And I think because Jennifer Aiden wasn't even that mad, she didn't seem that pissed about it. I think she kind of in her head was like, that's funny.
Oh, I think she clocked it as like, I wish I thought of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like anything it gave Aiden a bit more respect for Danielle. I feel like they saw each other in that moment.
Yeah, I think they really did. And I feel like I don't think there's a Fessler Fuda sit down in their future, even though aren't Fessler and Fuda not talking right now either?
Bessler and Fuda. I don't know. I mean, apparently they were cordial at the Rails watch party for the reunion replacement. So
Wait, what do you think about Andy not even being there for that, apparently?
I think
Do you think
that,
he was or no?
I mean, I've heard like
I've heard it.
reports he's not. If he wasn't there, then I don't know. Would he be following Dolores back and forth from the rooms? Like, I don't know how it would have worked out.
Wait, you know what I'd love? If Dolores is in like a suit a la Andy, because she can rock a suit and is doing the moderation.
I feel like she would actually do very well with that. I feel like that could be possibly her calling.
I mean, if her and Polly can have another business adventure.
Yeah, right. Wait, what did you think of all the sex confessions at the slumber party? I thought that was like a little fun, right? No?
Yeah. I don't know if I needed them. Because I was kind of like,
I thought it was a nice moment, like Dolores said, like
it brought the girls together. That's true.
It brought the girls together, which I thought was nice. It felt like everyone was very interested in what the other was saying and comparing stories about how their men like to initiate sex and if they
learned who has prostates,
who has what is a prostate, and some people didn't seem to understand what that was. We learned that Jennifer Aiden isn't messing around with Spice.
But she messes with a prostate.
Yeah. And that I love about her.
With Brat Summer, baby.
Yeah, it's a Brat Summer. But the Brat Summer is almost over, and so is the season of New Jersey. We have at least one more episode before the finale. I'm trying to think back to the teaser. What do we have coming up in the next episode?
It was Fessler Marge sit down, sirens. Now I feel like I'm like the majestic intuitive empath, because I'm like, there were sirens, Fessler Marge. Oh, and also I think there actually was a James Leonard sit down with some of the girls. So maybe that's not what it is. Or maybe it's combined.
There's so much mystery, and I'm on the edge of my seat. And
Sarah McLachlan, she's building a mystery. Andy said, Sarah, check out this one, toots.
Maybe she'll be on the whatever the reboot or the retooling of it's her and SZA. Sarah McLachlan and SZA.
And Danielle and Rachel, because Andy said he likes them. Honestly, let the games begin.
Right.
Try it.